All right.
Hey, our Monday show officially begins with the team.
Yay,
How's it going,
we're
guys?
glad to be here.
Good to be here. Good
The
morning.
M&M's, that's Mike.
Good morning.
Yeah, and we love chocolates too.
Yes, some particular brand of chocolate. Recently, I think a few weeks back, I bought another brand of chocolate. It's just in the fridge, but I'll get it for Mary.
Wow.
Oh,
Because,
For
I
Mary.
love chocolate.
I don't
He knows
understand.
because
I
she
love
likes
chocolate.
it. Do you like chocolate?
You
Do you
never
like it?
say
Have you
it.
heard of the Association of Chocoholics before?
Mary is
I'm
very
the
vocal
president.
about it. Oh, no.
Because I love chocolate.
Oh, no.
Wow.
There's going to be a vote.
Wow.
Electoral College will decide.
Exactly.
Wow.
Even if you have 50 extra
Don't
votes.
worry.
You know, I was mentioning something here, just as you were rounding up the news. I even had to ask AI why, that's considering the US election is tomorrow. It
Yes,
wraps
of
up today and all of that. And then I was talking about the system. I was like, why does the popular vote even hold if the Electoral College decides the president? I mean, you saw that Trump lost by over 3 million
To Hillary Clinton.
to Clinton.
Yeah.
And because he won the electoral college, so they are now in a swing state, fighting for some electoral college votes that matter. I even had to ask AI, and the explanation they gave me was not explanatory.
It was.
Yeah,
It was
because
roundabout.
yeah, so they said 5 times in the history of the U.S. election, they have decided the election by popular vote, but it is not. Electoral college still has its place that no matter all other times it was electoral college.
Okay.
You know, so I was just wondering about the
what's the point,
about all
really?
of that. So to bring this full circle, I saw a video. I posted it on my status at one time about debates that had JFK and all the rest, some Nixon and some presidents and all of that. The debates were so civil.
Yeah. Civil.
You see someone come and says, I like what Mary is doing. She has some very good points.
Yeah.
I will do the same thing, but I'll go about this manner. And then the
Yeah.
person comes back and says, oh, yes, JFK, that's quite true. This is where we differ, but he is also on the right path.
Very respectful.
Very respectful.
Yeah.
Debates were cordial. Debates were, respect was reciprocal. We're cordial. But now this is not just about the American society now. We're bringing it down to how much, especially social media, has helped push the vitriol and, the antagonism that we see today. Somebody disagrees with you. Somebody says something different from you. Rather than responding respectfully, you feel the need to attack the person. Fallacy ad hominem. You attack the person trying to discredit the person's point by attacking the personality.
Personality. Who they
And so,
are,
it's all, and so it goes to the US election, and then, it's man.
It has, well,
So,
especially
there's
with
a
Trump.
lot of hypocrisy in the sense that, and I dare say it's both ways. On TV, for, insane climbs in quotes, they seem cordial, respectful.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of vitriol
behind the scenes.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Ironically, in the countries who seem like they're tearing at each other,
They are
like they
more
want to, in fact, you can't do this. He's not capable. Can't you see him?
Yeah.
But guess what? Behind the scenes, they are very cordial.
So
That's why you see them at one another's children's
events.
weddings.
Case in point,
and all.
the British Parliament, if you see them when they're at sitting, the way they debate, and they always use all the respectful protocols with every sentence. Mr. Speaker, my lord, it's so clear that yes, this is our work and we all have points to make, but it's not about the personality of the person, it's about the issue at hand. So are they actually discussing the issues at hand enough for us? Or are they using, sorry, sad to say it, celebrity and media to sway or get attention? There was a poll I saw about how much media attention Kamala had versus how much Trump had, and I think there was about 2% difference. Trump has always been a media man.
Yeah.
He's always been on screen. He understands how to use media.
Yeah.
And now it feels like Kamala is trying to, meet up with that. Why does that matter? Why isn't it about the issues at hand? Why is it about the celebrity? Why is it about the popularity right now?
So, by the way, this is not about the American election. It's not like we don't have important things here to discuss. We're just talking about the culture of reciprocity when it comes to antagonism. When you are having, when even on social media and everywhere, you can be civil. I think that it takes a lot to throw vitriol, to sit back and try to think of something to hurt someone's personality when you're having an argument. And so that's what this is all about, really.
But in a weird way, I would like to disagree with you there, because what happens in the U.S. does affect the world markets. It affects the cost of things like wheat and even crude, and the movement of troops around the world, and it affects wars, and wars affect other countries down the line. So I do feel like we should at least acknowledge the fact that what happens in the US, does affect the rest of the world.
Fact, yes. I'm just saying that it's not based on that, but yes, I agree with you on that one. And so to that effect, like Mary mentioned and all of that, if you come down to Nigeria, where we see people antagonizing each other, but there, like you said, I think it's more or less like a vested interest. When they have a vested interest in something, they find a way to be cordial to themselves, irrespective. I think there was a time when, before the second debate, or before that debate where they shook hands, I was talking about Kamala and Trump, where they shook hands and all of that. And then after, they went after each other, especially, like I said, social media has been used as a tool and everything. But generally, I would want to say this, an opposition is a good thing. A strong opposition is a good thing for democracy. We are hoping that even in here, I mean, the government of today, at one time, were the opposition. You understand? And if they were not strong enough to say, okay, let us, we can try to change things in this country, give us the chance, they wouldn't have had a chance. So we can oppose each other as people with our ideologies, with our idiosyncrasies, and at the same time, try to be respectful. That's where I'm heading.
Social media hasn't created a very respectful space, especially places like Twitter and X now, where everyone just feels like they can say whatever they want to say, and even posting lies, outright lies, and in some cases just getting away with it. Now, thankfully, places like X have some screening posts they put up. Now, if there's a post of someone and they figured it out that it's a lie, they actually put out an excuse.
Since Elon Musk took over, I thought that he wanted free speech. That's what he has always been preaching, and that's what he has always been saying. I was surprised when yesterday I saw that an account had been banned for something. I was like, in this Elon Musk.
So accounts still are being banned. There are still certain suspensions happening. However, I wanted to take this also domestically. Domestically, not to Nigeria, but to even families. There's a video I saw. I don't know if you saw that video of a mother who saw her daughter making hot chocolates. She used a lot of hot chocolate to make her hot chocolate.
The whole can.
And a can of milk in this economy.
Wow.
And so the mother went at her. And then it had me thinking, there's a place of discipline. There's a space of scolding. But what about the child's self-esteem? So there's a way you can put your child in the child's place without making the child feel like nothing. I think there's a problem these days with balancing that out. So I believe in scolding a child. I believe in making sure the child knows their left from their right. However, I also believe in not destroying your child's self-esteem, because it's a very thin line. Now, self-esteem does not mean you have to doll up to the child. It doesn't mean that you have to cozy up to the child, of course. But you also need to remember that the kind of words you say, for example, your child cooks for the first time. You taste the food, it's awful. Let's use that word. It's awful. How do you tell the child? Being firm, being truthful, but without destroying the child's potential love for cooking. There are ways.
There are definitely strategies for passing messages across, but then I think it all starts from how we grew up, what we experienced, and whether we want our kids to experience exactly the same thing. So when it came to being raised in the kitchen, myself, I remember my dad would give me, was it 100 or 150 naira, then tell me, when I get back, I must see stew in the kitchen. He didn't tell me the stew had to be sweet. He didn't tell me the stew had to be thick. He didn't tell me you know, how many
Just let
pieces
there be
of
stew.
fish or meat should be in it. He just said, let there be stew in the pot. And when he got home, he would eat it. I don't remember ever hearing a negative comment about how it tasted, and I don't think it tasted very good. But guess what? Eventually, I learned. And the truth is, it's how the orientation, starting from the beginning, starting from very young, how we raise these kids that they're going to grow. Now, sadly, kids are being exposed to a lot of negative comments and what's that term? Clap backing, Abby? Clap
And their
backs.
parents have a part to play.
Part to
because
play
why
in
would
it.
you put certain things about you and your child
Exactly.
on social media?
Clapping back at parents. No, even speaking back to your parents was a problem. Talk less of disrespecting elders that you cannot even see online. So that whole conversation is one that we probably have to, you know, come back to
In fact,
a little later on.
My youngest sister, she's a caterer today, but guess what? The first time she cooked soup for my dad, vegetable soup, she put sugar.
Wow.
And so I wonder if my dad had reacted in a funny manner, would she
have become
be
a
doing
caterer?
that now?
Where she learned, who tell her to put sugar inside soup?
You'd be
Because she was
surprised.
young and she said she wanted the sugar to make the soup really
Sweet.
Oh my God, did I
Make it
just
sweet.
Where did she
Yes.
say?
Rita, I'm sorry.
When you down, we have to, what are you cooking now? You will say, when you go see, say they put sugar inside soup.
She was young, Joe.
But honestly, that's a recipe
Salt
right
is
there.
not enough. Soup
All right,
sweetens the vegetable soup.
Let's hear your thoughts. We've touched on about 2 or 3 different issues. Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section.
Yeah.
We will be back after this time out.